My name is Alison Hayes, and Semper Fi did an aging-in-place bathroom renovation for me, including a curbless shower. And the work finished up a little over a year ago, and everything has been great. Honestly, Semper Fi was one of the few companies that called me back, and that was a big deal. I wanted to know if I hired somebody, I wasn't going to have to constantly be chasing them down. And the other was cost. This is the first time I'd done a renovation, and I was really nervous about spending a large amount of money, and I wanted to be sure I was going to really get what I wanted, that I was going to get good quality work. And RJ, who came out to talk to me initially about doing the project, I remember telling him that I want to love this bathroom, so I want to be sure that I'm going to get a company that's going to be able to deliver me something that's not just high quality work, but something I really, really love at the end of the day. And they did. So the house that I was living in had a bathroom that I didn't love. I had lived there with my elderly mother, and it had a really just bad layout. There were a lot of unnecessary walls. There was a big soaking tub that was never used. And as I was helping her maneuver around, it was very awkward, and it made her life more difficult and my life more difficult. After she passed, I decided to stay in the house, and I thought, when I get older, I'm going to want a bathroom that works a lot better. And so I was looking to Semper Fi to help me solve a problem of how do I get an aging-in-place bathroom, something that's more appropriate for an older person, but doesn't look like an old person's bathroom. I'm still relatively young and active, and I wanted a bathroom that would be ready for me when I needed a little more support, but wouldn't make me feel like I was in a nursing home every time I walked into it. I originally heard about Semper Fi just from going online and looking for contractors. During the pandemic, I was looking for some very quick help on some flooring and was going to do a little bit of a bathroom renovation. And I called around, and most people were not returning my phone calls, or they would make an appointment and then not show up. And Semper Fi looked on paper to be really good. They had really good customer reviews. And when I made an appointment, RJ came out and he talked me through everything. And even though at that point he wasn't able to take on the project because I had a very short time frame, I remembered how well he treated me and how responsive he was, and taking me through every step of what turned out to be a project he wouldn't end up getting. And so a couple of years later, when I decided to do a bigger bathroom project, I called him back, as I remembered how well he treated me the first time. I think my biggest surprise with the finished product was how much I liked it now. I had specifically been working on the design for an aging-in-place bathroom that would be ready for me if and when I ever needed to use a walker or a wheelchair. What I hadn't counted on was how much better it'd make my life right now. Having a curbless shower has made it so much easier just to maneuver around the bathroom. Honestly, there are funny little things like I can vacuum my shower now. When I'm in there vacuuming the rest of the bathroom, I just walk in and vacuum the shower. It's a funny little thing that I never would have looked for. I wouldn't have, done a bathroom renovation just to get that, but it's a nice little feature that I've got now. I would absolutely recommend Semper Fi for doing any kind of home renovation. I have already recommended them to some of my neighbors, and what I tell them is, quite honestly, this is not going to be your cheapest option, but you're going to get incredibly high quality work. The craftsmanship is outstanding. I haven't had any problems with the bathroom. You also get a level of service that I haven't found in any other company. The communication is excellent. I was able at every point in the process to know exactly where the costs were. The people who worked, let me say that a different way. Every single person at Semper Fi I came in contact with had a level of integrity that I just haven't run into at other companies. And they're also really pleasant to work with. Every single person who came in the door, no matter what they were doing on the project, they were all people I'd be very happy to have sitting around my dinner table. They were all just lovely people, and they did incredibly good quality work. I would absolutely use Semper Fi again. I had only intended to do a bathroom renovation, but I'm so happy with it. I tend to spend a lot of time now looking around the other parts of my house, say, I wonder what they could do for this problem or that thing that could be a little bit better. And so I very much hope that at some point in the future, I'll get to use them again whenever I get around to doing the next set of renovations. I think what makes Semper Fi different from other remodeling companies is the integrity. Every person I've dealt with is just so dedicated to their craft, the skill level, whether that's the carpenters who are doing the work on site or the business side of it, where they're providing tools for the customer that helps it make it so much easier to understand the process. There's just an integrity at every level of the business, and that really comes through both in the finished product, but also makes it really nice to work with folks. Takes a lot of the anxiety out of a home renovation project. From my perspective as a client, I think the best part of working with Semper Fi has just been getting to know the people. I've really enjoyed working with everyone from, RJ, who originally worked up the project specs, to all of the people, the project manager, Aaron, and all of the carpenters. I just really enjoyed meeting them, getting to know them as people, but also seeing how they do their craft. Because I work from home, I was there for the whole project, and I would listen to the workers as they went through the process of identifying a problem and figuring out how to solve it. And it was so wonderful to listen to how they worked through situations and always making the choice of, can we put a little more effort in and make this even better? This is good enough, but we could make it even better. And it was wonderful to hear that thought process and also hear how they interacted with each other, how they took care of each other as team members, listening to a more experienced carpenter help a newer carpenter and guide them and make sure that they were learning how to do things in a really quality way. That made me feel really good about the whole experience, because I could tell there was just this culture of quality throughout. The words that come to mind when I think about the culture of Semper Fi are integrity, communication. Those are the two of the big ones. Communication was huge. Constantly keeping me informed of where we were in the process, how my decisions about selecting certain fixtures or finishes would affect the price. And at every point, I could go online and see exactly where we were in the process, how much money we'd spent, which things were done, which things were still needing to be done. And I love that level of transparency. And the integrity just felt like everybody was very honest and upfront with me about what could be done, what couldn't be done. I never felt like I was being sold on something I didn't need, or that there was anything other than just trying to get me what I wanted for a price that I could afford. The third one, and by no means the least, is quality work. The craftsmanship is just spectacular. Everything that Semper Fi did for me has been wonderful. It's been a little over a year since the project finished, and nothing has gone wrong. Everything is working exactly the way it should. I loved watching and listening to Semper Fi folks working on the project. I learned a lot. And mostly what I heard was people who were always trying to do things top-notch, do it better if they could. And when there were problems, because there are always problems, a lot of times it was with contractors who maybe hadn't quite finished things the way they should have. Semper Fi always came in and got it up exactly to the level it should have been, if not better. So quality craftsmanship, integrity, and communication are the three words I would use to describe Semper Fi's culture. So one of the things that Semper Fi really helped me with, and was very attentive to, was timing. I work from home, and I have periods where I have crazy busy work and other periods where there's a lull. So I needed the renovation to take place during one of the lull periods. And we were running right up onto what was going to be a very, very busy period. And I needed to have all the noisy work done, and they worked very hard to meet those needs so I could have my quiet space to work again. So that was a big help for me, because I needed to be in the house during the renovation, and I needed to be able to work. They were extremely attentive to keeping things on schedule and making sure that all the noisy work was wrapped up by the time I had a very busy work period.